Today we're with George Harris on Casa Grande Mountain, the owner of Binary Bicycles. I'm riding currently the Chuparosa, which is a Spanish for hummingbird. I'm just showing off some quick acceleration here off the start. I kind of lagged behind because of the GoPro, so I had to catch up in a hurry. And the great thing about this bike was the amount of torque and power that went through to the pedals at all times. I'm sure that has something to do with the rear hub, as well as the short chain stays and just the overall grip and flow of the tires and bearings. This thing was just like a rocket on the trail, but also very compliant the whole time. The plus size tires keep you gripped to all this sharp rock that we'll be riding through here. So please check out binarybicycles.com and Binary Bicycles on Instagram and let him know that I sent you his way. Check out what he's got in store. He just released the Binary Havoc a couple days ago, and he's got other models built up on his website as well. And the more love you send his way, hopefully in the future, maybe I'll be getting one of these bikes, or at least doing further demos on different models for you guys in Arizona. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to stop talking, let the audio take over. We're going to have a run through of the bike at about 3 minutes in. We're going to talk about all the different components and what George was thinking when he built this bike.
Where are we going? Left? Oh, shit. It's freaking... Ah. Woo. All right then. That'll make me bleed. It's too bad. I was gonna ride down there too. Hard being tall in here.
And because I honestly don't have much negative things to say about the bike, I would only say that if I were to purchase one, I would ask if I could get a little bit of orange paint on the metal frame. I think that would be wicked awesome for what I like. And other than that, there's very little I can say without riding it a lot more. Negative things about it. So this was a bang on bike, and it did exactly what it was intended to do, and I would love to own one personally with some orange on it.
Well, alrighty then. Well, you want to start, what's the name again? Here it is. Chuparosa. Chuparosa, which means?
Well, that's a Spanish term for hummingbird.
Hummingbird, that's it.
Yeah, which
I remember you told me last time, I couldn't remember.
Which kind of embodies what this bike was intended to be, which was just a fun trail bike.
Yeah.
And I designed it to be versatile, to do a lot of things. It can take 29er wheels, 29er up to 27.5 plus 3.0s.
Is that hard with like hub sizes and everything? Not.
It's 148 boost.
Oh, it's got the boost, right?
Hub
So
size.
you can swap between the boost and the non-boost. Is that how that works?
Well,
Like if you wanted 29er instead?
and that's not dependent on the hub. It's just this wheel diameter.
Oh, I was talking like width-wise. That's not an issue.
Oh,
Nice.
no, it's designed in for that.
Cool.
It's got sliding dropouts. You can run it single speed if you want. This is all Paragon compatible.
Oh, yeah, right there. It's like
Paragon
dropouts.
compatible. So any dropouts that Paragon makes
You
will
can
work
use
in there.
them. Nice.
Yep. And titanium, of course, hardtail.
Yes,
It's got built-in dropper. All my cabling I designed external because it's just easier to work on, easier to swap things out. You don't have to fish cables in and
Especially
out.
if you're trying to run everything off one bike. You're
Yeah.
always changing things.
Right.
It'd be nice to have the exterior cables. Makes it
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, and like with brakes, you don't have to break the cable and bleed them and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So the geometry is 68-degree head angle, which I think is a good compromise between the slackness for stability and yet it's still maneuverable and playful.
Yeah,
particularly
it felt
with
great in there.
Yeah, with the 27.5 plus tires, it gets really playful and maneuverable. I really wanted to try to design out the sluggishness that a lot of plus bikes have. And
I noticed on that bike, like between these two bikes, I noticed a huge difference in playability.
Well, that bike is very
well. It's heavier for one.
It's heavier, but it's a lot more sluggish.
But even like trying to get the front end up on the red bike compared to this bike, it just like this one just lifts right off the ground.
And it has relatively short chainstays to accommodate that. 425 millimeter chainstays, which are pretty short, to still accommodate the plus tires. I put some thought into bottom bracket stiffness, and we were talking about the acceleration. And one thing about a titanium bike is it can get real flexy in the bottom bracket area.
Too much?
Yeah, too flexy.
Yeah.
So by tube selection and the shape of the tubes and how they meet there at the bottom bracket,
they stiffened up.
I believe it results in a really nice stiff bottom bracket, and you can feel that in the pedaling efficiency. And you're talking about a climbing, I think it contributes to that also.
Oh, for sure. And then this ring, I mean, that's obviously not your product, but
it's
great
an oval
for climbing, eh?
Yeah, that's an absolute black oval ring. I run all ovals on all my stuff now.
It's a great idea,
and
for climbing especially, right?
Yeah, I just think it works better. It feels better.
It's probably easier on the knees, everything.
I find that it is, and at the end of the day, I find that I'm less fatigued with them. It promotes traction, I think, from the rear end.
What about what rims are these?
These are Light Bicycle carbon wheels.
Okay.
These came from Light Bicycle North America. It's a Chinese company, but they have a factory in the U.S.
Okay.
And really affordable, but in my opinion, really good quality carbon rims. They built this whole wheel set for me with the Industry 9 hubs and all.
Nice. And that's what those are, Industry 9?
Industry 9, yep.
They look sharp
hubs
in there. The green and orange. I even got the matching bottle out today.
Yeah.
This is a great bottle made in San Francisco. It's supposed to be the most aerodynamic bottle on the planet.
That's really important out here in Bobcat Wash.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's for road biking mostly, but yeah.
So,
right on.
And I put some thought into the just the frame language of the design of the frame. Something that's aesthetically pleasing and I think performs well.
Yeah, it looks great.
Something that somebody would be proud to ride and own. This is a 44 millimeter straight headset, which means you can run a tapered fork or a straight steerer fork.
You can put both in there.
Either or. You just change the cups in here.
Okay.
So that's some more of the versatility.
No doubt.
It's got a threaded bottom bracket, so you can run all the threaded crank styles that you want to. This happens to be a 30 millimeter spindle, which is unusual in a threaded crank, but Raceface makes a bottom bracket that threads in that accepts the straight 30 millimeter like their cinch cranks. This is a cinch Atlas crank.
Okay.
And so you can run a 30 millimeter spindle, which I think is stiffer because of the diameter. So that all contributes to that efficiency that we're talking about too. But you can run a GXP or a Shimano crank or anything you want.
Yeah.
And that makes it nice.
Everything's really thought out in here.
Yeah, this was part of the design to accommodate the larger size tires. These plates here in the chainstay, and it's really strong, and but it's
a little bit of flex. Very little.
I'd say a little bit. Yeah. You want some compliance in the rear end. Once again, I think a mistake that's been made historically with titanium bikes is
too small and light.
Too small of tubes. Yeah, they put a steel size tubing diameter and thickness on there, and it's a really nice compliant ride, but it's too flexy, and they have breakage problems. So these are sized up, but more appropriately, I think, for titanium tubes. This is a 35 millimeter seat tube, which takes the 31.6 seat post.
44, it's very
44.5 millimeter down.
Does this, you put this on, eh?
Yeah, this frame protector.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a some stick-on frame protector stuff.
It's very
Keep the rock dings off of
yeah,
it.
very versatile though. Like you said, you can build a lot of different bikes out of one bike, right? It's
You can.
almost like a chameleon.
and that was the intent of this particular design, is that I'm thinking about the guy that he's got a budget for one frame right now. If you with this frame, you can run it as a 29er.
Lighten it up even more
Or
if
as
you
a-
want to race
or
or
as a plus
something,
bike.
or as a plus bike.
Yeah, when I first built this, I didn't have these wheels in yet, and so I put a set of 29ers on it, and I was kind of shocked at how fast it was. And it's got 130 mil travel on the fork, and it can go between 120 and 140.
Yeah, like you said, it's got the air blocker
Yeah.
spacers, or whatever, air
But
blocks.
the geometry works 140 or 120.
I mean, I'm a pretty lanky guy, and yeah, I just felt really good right off the bat, like natural.
But I think if a guy put 29er wheels on it, like 2.2 tires on it, and 120 mil fork on it, I think it would be
Great cross
it'd
country.
be a friendly cross country race bike.
Yeah.
It's not going to compete in the World Cup level, but
No.
it's gonna give a good account of itself, I think.
So if people want to order bikes, does it come completely built, or you sell the frame separately, or you do both? Or?
Just frame only.
Just frame only.
Only.
Okay, so they build them up themselves. but
Yeah.
You'll help them out with some suggestions if need
Yeah,
be.
and on the website binarybicycles.com, there's a spec on this bike and what we
What
used
you're
to build
running it.
this. Yeah, but this is all common components. There's nothing
Yeah, nothing too special.
unusual.
Yeah, hard to
Everything's-
find.
Everything's off the shelf on this.
Hmm.
On this one, I decided to trick it out. I'm running the XT-DI2
Right.
system on it, which is cool and works really well. And XT brakes, RuckShock Pike forks on it, and makes it a really.
And you
really
could even
nice
swap that
bike.
out with a rigid if you wanted. Right?
You could run it if you could find a rigid long enough. You'd want it corrected for 120 mil travel,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean you could.
'Cause, yeah, Jerry swaps his out.
Doesn't.
I can't remember which one he's got in there, but it's only like 500 grams.
Yeah.
Yeah, super light carbon fork.
Yeah, if you had some kind of a venue where you wanted to run 29ers and go fast, yeah.
Yeah, if it was a smooth
Yeah.
trail like this, there's no need for suspension. It's just when you start
You
getting
call this
crazy.
smooth trail?
I call this smooth. Yeah. You don't think this is smooth? I think this is kind of like gravel.
You've been floating along on these fat tires too long. you ride a rigid bike down this thing, you'd change your tube.
No, I know.
It's
It's great, and the plus
it?
tires really eat it all up too, so it's great. Awesome.
That's it. That's the Chuparosa, the binary Chuparosa.
Very
So,
minimal. It's good.
All the specs on it are on the website.
Yeah, no doubt.
Did you visit my website?
I did on the your Instagram page. I clicked on it.
You did?
Yeah. All right,
It's a work in progress.
let's get busy again.
Well, you want to ride some more, do you?
Oh yeah. It's very exciting to ride out here with somebody that knows where he's going, for one.
Primordial.
Yeah.
It is not a super well-developed trail.
Okay.
My buddy Phil built it in one day with a leaf rake.
Oh, with a leaf rake.
With a leaf rake. So,
Did he throw it away after he was done?
no, he probably still had it. Ready?
Yeah, let's let it go. Let's see what happens.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Let's get the word out about binary bicycles. As well, look in the up and coming weeks, I'll have multiple trail videos from this day ride uploaded to the channel in individual trails, because that's my style. And I hope you guys enjoy them, and we'll see you guys next Friday. So for this being my first ride and him taking me down quite difficult trails, for the first ride on this bike, it's my third ride in Arizona on a mountain bike, and he took me down some pretty tricky, what they consider black diamond in Arizona. Very rocky and chunky stuff in here, sharp boulders, cactuses on both sides of the trail. But as you know, I just love any kind of riding. Anything different is always fun, because you always have your local trails to come back to. So it's always good to branch out and try something new, and you're only going to learn from these experiences. Coming up in the next clip, you're going to see, no, the very last clip, you're going to see quite a steep section where I had to pass George on the inside because he was kind of veering off to the right. And I literally just had to climb straight up this wall of rocks, and this bike just took me there like I was just riding up a normal, honestly it felt like it was just like a normal gravel hill that was in my way, and I just had to pedal up it, and this thing just monstered over everything. So check out that clip, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Like I said, go check out binarybicycles.net. Check out Binary Bicycles on Instagram. Let them know Matt Klein sent you. And yeah, ask him any questions you have. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer it. And yeah, check you guys in the next video.
Oh.